compositions, and having Black Feather already, that does make sense.
Grace going to be the ban for Mousesports, so again, offering G2 the Black Feather Kestrel combo if they want it. Hundor, I don't think we've seen him play Kestrel too frequently. It's normally either the Baron or the Celeste or the Black Feather going into his hands. We'll see, because we obviously do know that they are not afraid to put the Black Feather in the jungle for Dark Potato as well. So grabbing that Lyra, making sure that they get themselves a healer, and again, it's more about saving that last pick for a counter pick than it is about making sure that they get the Lyra, because it's not likely Mousesports would have looked for that.
Do you know what I want to see here, Munchables? I want to see them pick Vox and then pick Catherine and run CP Arden like we saw in EA, and it worked so incredibly well. They get the Kestrel, but this most likely will be a Captain Arden. What they're going to round out their jungle with is going to be very interesting to see.
You know, I would love to see that CP Arden too, but against a Lyra, I'm not sure that that's a composition that would work out. It was all about being able to out-survive your opponents, and Lyra's pretty good at surviving. Kestrel is going to be the lock-in here for Mousesports. Fairly unsurprising carry pick coming on through. We know how good Leon is specifically on Kestrel as well.
Oh, and I'm the Doom. Like, you can't really count out either of these two getting their hands on that Kestrel, so that could even be what the discussion is about right now for Mousesports, is trying to decide who is going to be playing this one. So it's one of the, again, the interesting dynamics of this team, but it looks like it will be going to the lane as the Samuel comes through for Mousesports. It's still a question of who's going to be playing what position, but you generally at least can know which position each hero is going to be in.
Alpha is still open, Cruel is still open, and Reza is still open. Reza probably the best pick here for G2 if I had to guess, just because it works really well against Samuel and Kestrel. It's very good at diving, and with the composition that G2 have already drafted with the Black Feather and Lyra, they want to dive, they want to finish off targets on the back line. So G2 is going to be a comfort pick here also for Dark Potato, because he has multiple options. He can choose and decide from what he feels most comfortable on playing here.
We'll see where they want to go with this one. Against such a lack of dive, I wouldn't be too surprised to see them pick up a Baron for Hundor, just because he loves that pick so very much. But
that is true.
It's whether or not that's the direction they want to go. Obviously, a Black Feather doesn't really synergize super well with a Baron.
Yeah, it may not be a Baron just because a Baron is often picked into squishier compositions, and the Samuel and the Arden are both rather durable. It can do wonders against the Kestrel, but against the other two, you're not going to be able to just blow them up in an instant. So they do go with this Alpha pick. Alpha, again, I still personally feel it's one of the strongest junglers you can get on the current update. And we've been seeing it time and time again, able to have a massive impact.
Easily, by far, you're right. She's one of the strongest junglers, and there isn't too much mobility from the set of... forgot their name, but the Ace set, Mousesports, there we go. Mousesports, they have the Kestrel and the Samuel. They don't have a lot of mobility, so the prime directives landing from Alpha is going to be a fairly easy thing to do, and then following up with the damage from Black Feather. G2 composition looking scary right now.
It has to be said, we kind of have a classic kite back poke composition versus a classic dive composition here. Like, in the history of Vainglory, does that favor one side, or is it all about execution?
It's all about execution, because the kite back composition, as soon as they try and dive, kite back can get away, but it is very difficult to escape a Black Feather and an Alpha. They have so much ability to continuously dive. It's not just that one hard engage, it's a engage and then stay engaged.
Right, it's also about the picks in those compositions that are trying to execute the two different strategies, and depending on the meta. Right now, in the meta of 2.9, I would say the dive composition with the Black Feather and the Alpha has the advantage.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about the early game, and especially the Elder Treants, how those are going to be contested coming in here. Do we feel like either of these compositions has an advantage on putting their front foot forward? Are we just going to see skirmishes for those objectives?
It's very possible, because Samuel, if he uses his Drifting Dark, he has very fast clear speed. And if he goes up to lane after he secures an Elder Treant, that's a lot of sieging potential that can come out as well.
At the same time, though, you got to figure Black Feather and Alpha, they both have a heavy burst damage in their kits at level 1. They're likely going to be the ones heavily contesting the Elder.
We could even see steals coming out. We'll have to see. It's time to get on into the game, though. Hashtag Vainglory8. Let us know whether you want Mouse to take this one and upset the apple cart, or if G2 can get themselves back onto the board and get climbing those standings. It's time to get on into this one. Medic and Denominate, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Munch. I'm going to break down this action with Denominate, my NA brethren, my brother from another mother. Gonna break down Mouse facing up against G2, and G2 know that they need to win today. We've seen SK already go through to the semi-finals. G2 will be wanting to do the same.
Yeah, and G2 obviously sitting just a few points shy of SK. If G2 can come through and win this weekend, they'd be in a great spot looking into the final week of the Vainglory 8. Obviously, SK was able to win both of their games earlier, putting them at 32 points. Sitting here at 26, will need to win the entire weekend to pass SK if they get, up to one more point. So definitely very, very close here up at the top of the lineups, as Mouse going to be looking to keep G2 down, but G2, they've really been looking good these past couple weeks. Obviously able to take down SK in day one last week, as Justman now taking a bunch of damage. This is an interesting rotation out of Mouse all the way to the backs of G2 here.
Yeah, super aggressive from Mouse. They want to try and steal this away. Dark Potato is able to secure that back. And for the Treant as well, it's going to be a big engage. That goes over to Mouse. Hundled so low. Keanu as well. Dark Potato trying to jump around, but already first blood goes over to Mouse. And now Dark Potato gets popped into the infinite reboot. And he's not going to come back from that. He's killed. 2 kills to Mouse. And a great early invade by them.
That was a very aggressive rotation, and they found what they were looking for on it. They found first blood and an additional kill, both Leon and I'm the Doom respectively getting those, and that's going to allow them a little bit of an edge. I mean, it's not much, but 400 gold here at the start in under 2 minutes, 500 gold. Definitely a good place to start, as now Leon is rotating down with Justman again, so this is a little bit interesting. They're already coming down to aggress this Treant, and Leon is missing the farm in the lane at this point. Hundor, it's not really pushing yet, but they're going to be able to clear this out here pretty soon. And I think Leon's missed a whole wave and a half at this point.
Does still have those 2 big minions in the lane though, so should be able to get those. Be interesting to see if that plays out differently, because the gold is actually now in favor of G2, so getting those extra CS in the lane has been great for Hundor. Needs to be careful in this ranged into melee matchup, but once again we see Mouse being the team that goes aggressive, and Sigil will heal up Hundor. That's one of the benefits, of course, of Lyra, is getting that healing out, one of the few roams that we have that can actually do that alongside Grace. Hundor getting the point out, but Mouse just keeping 3 people basically in the lane for the time being, while Dark Potato farms up his Treant. Gonna continue to pressure in onto this G2 turret.
Yeah, definitely smart to keep them pressured up there, as letting Hundor come online is huge, but Dark Potato's going down.
The infinite reboot. Leon's here with the glimmers and doing a lot of work already. The front line is dead, and now Dark Potato has no way of getting away. Justman just about survives, and Hundor left his team for dust there. Mousesports 4-0 up, taking away the Treants, taking away all the camps in the back of the jungle of G2, and they are looking very strong early on.
Yeah, Mouse making sure they keep the pressure up early. They cannot let this Black Feather and the Alpha come online. However, similarly, I'm the Doom and Leon are also looking for a late game power spike and can be very potent. This was really coined as the Siege composition at one point. The Kestrel and the Samuel able to make rotations up in the lane, keep the lane pressure up, keep the wave forced, get that splash damage down on the turret while damaging enemies as well. And it's such a potent composition if you use it correctly. However, if you don't push correctly, if you allow Dark Potato and Hundor to scale to an uncontrollable point, and you don't have turret lead on them, it makes it very difficult for the side of Mouse to be able to close out the game.
That it does, but at the moment they are in the ascendancy. Almost 2,000 gold ahead, only 4 minutes in. They've got to kill a minute, and they continue to be able to pressure into the jungle of G2. Very much on G2 to find a way to stop this this sinking feeling that a lot of their fans will have at the moment, because Hundor takes another chunk of damage from I'm the Doom, who's already got the Eclipse and Heavy Prism. Will be looking to go towards that first seed item very soon. Sorrow Blade as well, already completed on Leon. And even though Leon lost some farm early on in that lane, he's already up in CS as well. So very difficult indeed for G2 to actually do much around this Mouse squad.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we haven't been able to see a good team-wide rotation up to the lane where Leon and I'm the Doom are able to get a lot of push. And I'm a little interested to see what I'm the Doom does go with for his first tier 3 item. He obviously could be looking towards the Shatterglass, or he could be looking towards that Dragon's Eye that will allow him to scale up his damage heavily. There's the Dragon's Eye there. So as he lands those Malice and Verdicts, he will start to scale up Crystal Power, making each subsequent Malice and Verdict all the more powerful as they're making a rotation up from behind now.
Great flank on towards Hundo, but he's going to use the boots to get away. Keanu does the same. Great right bulwark from him to slow out the Mousesports lineup, and Mouse will just have to settle for some lane pressure here. Hundo's going to try and come back around. He's caught out by those glimmers, down to less than half. Keanu puts the sigil out and just about keeps himself alive. Here's Dark Potato from the side, trying to re-engage onto Mouse, but they can just turn this one back around if they want. Leon steps forward. Keanu takes a couple of glimmers to the back, but those arrows are not quite finding their mark. That one will, though. The one-shot, one-kill is indeed impressive from Leon. He's 3-0-2, and this will be a turret push from Mousesports.
Yeah, Mouse looking to take the advantage now. With Keanu Nakoa down, there's going to be substantially less sustain for Hundor here in the lane. I mean, look at the Glimmer Shots choking him down, and he doesn't have any way to actually heal up shy of his Serpent's Mask. Minion Candy used on the wave. Can they find this turret?
Just about. Leon will get it with that final auto attack, and Mousesports 6 minutes in have a 3,000 gold lead, have yet to lose a kill, and have broken that first turret of G2. And this is not the G2 that wanted to perform today. They are looking for that world spot, but to do it, they have to win these games. They have to be able to get more points than SK over the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a difficult task to do. Obviously, SK, holding quite a lead. G2 was able to come through big last weekend, but, been SK winning out almost every other weekend that we've had. So they definitely are the #1 team. I think they are the expected favorites to make it to World, as well as probably have the best chance as far as their performance would go at Worlds, at least I would think. SK, very adaptable team, very good at picking up new things and excelling with it. So that's kind of when we shift from a meta of the current patch we're playing on now to what's going to be played on at Worlds. It's definitely going to require that adaptability, as time is going to be pressured onto these players pretty substantially. And G2, again, if they lose here to Mouse, almost pretty much going to be the end of their run.
It's, of course, a best-of-3 series, so even if they lose this first game, they can come back. But it's such a devastating blow to lose out early on. Keanu goes in with a bright bulwark, tries to lock up the Mousesports lineup, but the sentry does fall, and Mousesports just taking what they want, basically, out of the jungle of G2. The one-shot, one-kill. Looking for some damage onto Dark Potato, can't quite connect with it. And now, Mousesports have completed the second round of items. Leon has a Tyrant's Monocle to go with his Sorrow Blade. You can see I'm the Doom building up as well. Dragon's Eye completed for him first, as you said. And it's a fountain for Just Man with a Dragon Hearts sitting in his inventory. I'd like to see what I'm the Doom actually decides to go after this Dragon Eye, because I feel there's quite a few options on Samuel at the moment.
Yeah, definitely a couple options. I would think that we're going to go towards the Broken Myth and the Eve of Harvest. That's the typical 3-item spike that we look for out of a Samuel, whereas Leon going to go into a second Monocle, and then that Tornado Trigger or the Bonesaw into a Black Feather and an Alpha, probably going that Bonesaw. Keanu Nakoa taking, oh my goodness!
So much damage from Malice and Verdict. Oblivion comes out as well from I'm the Doom, trying to get that final connection, but Keanu is able to keep himself alive, stays around as well with the Imperial Sigil. This could be a little bit dangerous for that Lyra. Needs to be careful as to how she positions coming into this next portion of play, because Mouse are not going to give up too easily here. Drifting Dark turret falls. That's 2 turrets before the 10-minute mark. Is this NA, I say to myself. Perhaps you brought some good luck across with you, Denominate. Dark Potato goes solo. The engage with the Bright Bulwark. There's the Infinite Reboot as well. He gets back in with the Prime Directive. The Fountain is enough to heal them up. And now Hundo on the back line is going to get caught out by all 3 members of Mouse. Somehow they gain an extra man in the middle of that fight, but they still get it. The one-shot, one-kill does not connect onto Keanu. Mouse still unkilled, unkillable it seems, in this game as they secure another kill for themselves.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned why Hundor went in quite as far as he did. Dark Potato used the Termination Protocol, wasn't able to find anything, and then obviously in that downtime, he's unable to move, he's unable to attack, he's unable to follow in any sort of sense. And Hundor dove right in, Just Man dropped down a gauntlet. Hundor at that point had already used both charges of Rose Offensive, trying to catch up and kill Leon, ended up giving up his own life, resulting in a 6th kill on the board for Mouse. and was not able to acquire the first one for G2. So Mouse, they've got to be feeling pretty comfortable right now. Obviously, this time around, they have Leon added on to their roster, and many people actually consider Leon to be one of the best, if not the best player in all of Europe. So Mouse definitely looking to have something out of this second split.
Mouse are just looking so strong now as well. 4,000 gold ahead, 6 kills to naught, got 2 turrets as well. You can try and solidify some vision control. In fact, they're just going for the sentry here. They want to take it down once again. G2 have no answer. Dark Potato only sitting on an aftershock at the moment. He is almost at that second completed item, but not there yet. Hundor has got the Serpent's Mask and the breaking point, so he can carry in these fights. He can get some breaking point stacks up. It seems to be so difficult against Leon, who's so slippery in that backline. And the gauntlet separating the team out is so good for Mousesports.
Yeah, it's been an unbearably difficult composition for the side of G2 to try to deal with. They don't have a captain that can soak up that frontline damage, which relies... Oh, here we go!
Here they go all in with the Bright Bulwark. They're going to get the damage down. Dark Potato goes into the Infinite Reboot. Just about survives, and Leon there as well. Just getting this damage down. Great gauntlet, but Leon's already dead. And now Hundor needs to turn away from I'm the Doom, who has those Malice and Verdict stacking up the gauntlet onto Dark Potato. He gets stunned, but he's chasing in. It's a double kill for Hundor and a great hit for G2. I'm the Doom trying to dodge away, trying to get the Malice and Verdict. Dodges the Prime Directive superbly well. And now Sports will survive with only 1 member, but a great fight from G2 there to be able to pick up 2 kills.
It was substantial for G2 there. They capitalized very quickly on Leon and I'm the Doom coming in just a little bit too far on their chase. It was Kiana Nakoa turned around very quickly with the Arcane Passage, and they were able to get the damage down onto Leon, take him down quickly. Just Man fell as well. I'm the Doom was able to make it out and protect the turret, and that's kind of the opportune moment off the back of that bad fight for the side of Mouse, is that they didn't lose anything objectively on it. The gold mine did not get taken. That first turret did not get dropped. So G2, although they find a fight, all they find is a little bit of bounty gold in their pocket. They don't get any kind of objective control regained, and they're sitting down 2 turrets at this point at the 12-minute mark, 6-2, as well as being down still 4,000 gold right now.
Leon just finished his second Tyrant's Monocle as well, and the Echo for Just Man. Double Gauntlet can be so impactful in these fights, especially when you're trying to lock down people as slippery as an Alpha or as a Black Feather. Here comes the engage. Leon needs to get away, trying to dodge away from Hundor, the stealth, the active camo, but the Fountain is not enough. The Oblivion comes down, only puts 1 to sleep. That's Dark Potato taking a nap in the middle of a team fight. I'm sure his team will try and wake him up. He's going to try and re-engage with the Prime Directive, but Hundor's on the chase, and I'm the Doom is dead, and Hundor is carrying these fights. He is everything that G2 need right now, and he will get the double, looking for the triple onto Just Man as well, who's dodging as much as he can, but won't be able to do it. It's a triple for Hundor, and that is a great fight for G2.
Yeah, G2 are at that point in the game. Dark Potato has his Aftershock. He has his Dragon's Eye. Hundor has his Serpent's Mask. He has his Breaking Point. He's able to ramp up in the fights and then come through that strong execute damage. And just like that, after the back of that ace, do find themselves a gold mine there, a 400 payout to each of the members, and they've been able to pick up 5 kills as well in the past couple of minutes. That gold lead that was 5,000 a couple minutes ago is roughly 2,500 now, so definitely can see that gold lead closing in as this Black Feather is starting to come online. It is Samuel trying to get to that third offensive item spike, but he needs to get defense as soon as he can, and Just Man needs to get an Atlas built to try and slow down the attacks out of Hundor. There's no reason for him to have the Iron Guard contract in his pocket at this point. We're too late in the game for that to be an effective item. He should sell it off, get the 150 gold, and either put that into some additional vision or updating his armor.
Try and get away from Hundor, really. That's what he's doing. He's just doing it so well, being able to catch on towards that backline. Mousesports now, perhaps a bit rocked. They're still 2,000 gold ahead, but they need to be incredibly wary as to how they actually take the fights against G2. We've seen the engage from Keanu, goes in with the Arcane Passage, Bright Bulwark, stops the disengage. And against Arden, that Bright Bulwark is so effective, it stops the Gauntlet coming out straight away. If you can catch onto him, he has to dodge around as much as he can to be able to actually use his own ultimate. You see the Eve onto I'm the Doom now, so he's got 3 items spike with the Broken Myth and the Dragon's Eye, but needs these fights to be a bit more extended so he can actually get some stacking going on that Dragon's Eye.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be requiring I'm the Doom to play his battle kiting a little bit. Leon has gone into an Aegis now, has not quite gotten into that 4th offensive item, so he can't really blow up the front line of G2 at this point in the game. G2 has the turret pushed, but when Hundor and Dark Potato are diving in, it makes it difficult for Leon to constantly land those glimmer shots onto one target. And with Keanu Nakoa and Hundor both having that metal jacket complete, and Dark Potato working into one of his own, the glimmer shot. Oh, hold on. Arcane passage.
Gage comes out. The Oblivion isn't going to land. Hundor with the Rose offensive. Dark Potato getting onto Leon as well. A great gauntlet stuns up too, though. Hundor still running in. Second gauntlet with a great stun onto Hundor, and now he has to try and retreat. Dark Potato's running in, but the active camera stops him in his tracks, and Leon turns it back around with the one-shot, one-kill. Only hits onto Keanu. G2 able to run for the wins as Mouse look for the chase. The Malice and Verdict comes out from I'm the Doom, waiting for that next Drifting Dark, waiting for a little bit of movement speed to get him back in the fight, but they cannot quite find it. There's the Drifting Dark. Dark Potato, perhaps overextended, jumps back in with the Prime Directive. That's going to be a lot of damage from the Infinite Reboot. Only hits on Just Man, though. Right full work from Keanu to try and keep Dark Potato alive. Leon turning it back around. He's low on energy, he's low on health, and he's low on incentive to go in. Mousesports able to turn the engage around, but do not get a kill onto G2.
No, unfortunately they weren't. Dark Potato was looking like he was going to drop there. He did make a very aggressive play, turned around with that termination protocol, used the Prime Directive in, but a good boots proc coming out of I'm the Doom got him away to safety and in end. When the Infinite Reboot kicked in and Alpha wasn't able to do anything, Mouse did come in, put their attention down, try to find the kill, but they weren't able to, and now it's G2 looking for the first turret of the game, but with all of Mouse here, I don't think they can find it. Can Mouse pull off a victory here over G2, who have looked so fantastic for the past couple weeks? I don't know, Medic. We don't know yet as a team, but soon enough we'll know as Hundor working on that 3rd offensive item now. He has the Sorrow Blade, or the Serpent's Mask. He has the Breaking Point. He's working into a Sorrow Blade for his 3rd item. He has the defense to sustain, and the longer these fights go, that's where Hundor is going to be able to start to really take things.
Alongside that, if I'm the Doom can get some stacking up, he does have a lot of damage. Got the Pierce from the Broken Myth, got the Dragon's Eye as well, so I'm the Doom can threaten in these fights. Leon, not so much anymore because of the metal jacket and the coat of plates on Dark Potato. He's pretty tanky with this armor, so we'll have to see what this Samuel can do. Dark Potato chunked out a little bit by Just Man in that front line. Needs to dodge around a little bit because that flare is the only thing revealing G2 for the time being. Prime Directive in, active camo there. I'm the Doom needs to dodge away. There's the Drifting Dutch to try and get him out of Great Oblivion, but that's blocked up, and Hundor on towards the back line. The fountain comes out. The Gauntlet will stun up that Lyra. She's caught out, but Hundor is on the front line. The second Gauntlet doesn't really work. Leon not able to get the stun off towards the side. I'm the Doom is fighting up against Dark Potato, but Hundor has cleaned up the rest of this fight. And I'm the Doom is just going to have to try and dodge around as much as he can. Keanu doesn't fall because of that Imperial Sigil at the end. Dark Potato may, though. This turret's getting a lot of damage down. There's one. Hundor does not have a Rose offensive, so cannot chase into I'm the Doom. And I'm the Doom makes a 1-for-2 trade.
Best of a bad situation for him, was able to take down that Alpha, but it's going to be G2 starting up the Kraken. They don't have their full force here, so it is going to take them some time, and I'm the Doom definitely capable of making a rotation down here. The Oblivion is not available, but the Drifting Dark is, and those Empowered Malice and Verdicts don't even have to hit the Kraken. If Hundor or Keanu Nakoa get hit near it, oh, but they have vision. Here we go. On time the Doom.
Hundor just chases in. That's exactly what he needed to do there. Hundor has had such a comeback in this game. 7-2-1 now. Remember that this was like 6-0 or something crazy for Mousesports for a long time. They were a long way ahead, but now we'll see the turnaround. The one-shot, one-kill isn't going to quite connect, and Just Man is trying to steal this one away. Won't get it with the Blood for Blood, and Hundor now on the chase. Rose offensives in. Leon puts down the active camo, but there's a scout trap there, spotting him out. Hundor can chase back in with the Feint of Heart, trying to get those stuns in. They're locked down onto them as well. The active camo turns it back around onto Keanu, who goes down to half, but that's the kill. And Hundor has secured one for himself. Dark Potato chasing onto Leon. Great flare there from Keanu to spot out the Kestrel, and eventually you have to feel he'll go down. Dark Potato trying to do what he can, but a good active camo once again. Leon doesn't get the stun onto Hundor. It's a superb reflex block for the block. Dark Potato will go into the Infinite Reboot there underneath the turrets as well. Kraken pushing in. G2 only have one more member to push through, and Mouse looking very much on the ropes.
Yeah, things were looking good for Mouse in that mid game, but now Hundor is online. He actually sold the additional heavy steel that he had and went into a bone saw trying to, I guess get through the armor that Justman has, because Leon does not have armor, nor does he have room for it in his kit.
Oblivion will get the sleep down, but this Kraken is pushing in still. Mousesports members here, of course. Leon back up. Gauntlet. I'm the Doom dies, but that's a great start onto Hundor. Can they kill him before he reds? No. The healing flask is just enough to keep Hundor alive, and this Kraken pushing in. G2 will accept the fact they got 2 turrets off it and let Mouse take it down. They are now ahead in terms of gold, ahead in kills as well. 1 shot, 1 kill. Doesn't actually do too much there. Yeah, Kraken will get a lot of damage down onto this crystal turret as well. So Mousesports very much on the defensive, whereas G2 seem to have turned this game around, and they actually get a second turret with it as well. Leon eventually clears out the Kraken.
Yeah, down to 1 turret for the side of Mouse, and G2 is looking poised to pick up some points here on this matchup against them. We'll have to see if they're able to close everything out cleanly. Again, Hundor, at a point in his build, he's actually sold out his boots, and now has 4 offensive items, 2 defensive items, no boots on this Blackfeather, and he is looking for just one last fight to close out this game. If he does get himself in a sticky situation, he can get in and out with that Rose offensive, but it only has 2 charges, and if he's using that to chase down a fight, it is going to be difficult for him to actually use it to avoid any sort of crowd control.
All on Hundor, you have to feel in these fights. He's the one who's getting onto that backline. He's the one who's making the big plays. Full infusions on the side of Mousesports. Still missing one. Keanu eventually gets that. Everyone is infused up. Everyone's basically at full build as well. And G2 have the composition that works a little bit better in these team fights. If they can get on towards Leon, who is 4-0, now 4-4 on this Kestrel. Mousesports setting up towards the side. No echo on Justman right now, so he couldn't echo that gauntlet if he did in a fight at this current time, but it's back up in 6 seconds, so he'll be pretty confident just waiting that one out. Dark Potato needs to get back and get himself an infusion quickly. Not sitting one at the moment. It has enough gold to get one. Realize, there he goes.
He's got one in his pocket.
Oh, he's got one in his pocket. Yeah, of course he has. Look at inventories. That's where time being. When do you pop it, though? Do you pop it and go for Kraken right now? Know that Mousesports don't have the vision control.
Likely looking to pop it right before a fight breaks out. That way you get the most time activatable in it possible. If the Kraken's not contested, then you're wasting time ticking down on that infusion. Here we go. He's probably going to pop it right now that Mouse is coming in.
Kraken goes down. No pop yet. We'll see if he does use it. Has yet to do. And Keanu's so low in that backline, but Hundor's going to do some work as I'm the Doom trying to dodge out. Justman just about surviving. There's the kill. 1 for 1 thus far. Hundor using the most offensive to get away, but he's gone down as well. And Dark Potato has eventually popped that infusion, but he's running away from the rest of his team as they are all lying scattered to the winds in that jungle. Mousesports able to take a 2-for-1 trade and will get this Kraken. You have to think before perhaps it even gets to those crystal turrets.
Yeah, definitely looking at doing so. Kestrel does so much damage to the objectives. Samuel as well does not move out of the skill shots. That's where the most damage comes out of these heroes. Even these minions wailing on the Kraken a little bit, helping out Mouse. This Kraken is already dropping so low. It might get a hit off on the turret, but that's going to be about all she wrote.
Interesting to see that Hundor has no boots at all as well. He's gone, Breaking Point, Solar Blade, Metal Jacket, Serpent's Mask, Bonesaw, and Aegis. Deciding you don't need the boots on this Black Feather. You can just Rose offensive around the team, and the Faint of Heart, of course, gives you a jump as well. So still very mobile, even without the boots in your back pocket, or on your feet, as they probably would be. If you keep boots in your back pocket, they don't make you any more mobile.
No,
probably makes you slower, actually.
Yeah, probably uncomfortable to run and walk, so definitely want them on your feet. But Dark Potato has a Shiver Steel now for his last item, and again, we were talking about it earlier. That's not an item we see too much anymore, but looking to keep either Leon or I'm the Doom locked in. Here's the Arcane Passage.
Being engaged, that's the Walkers will fall, but so much damage. The Gauntlet comes out, and already we've seen Leon's just dead. King Gauntlet doesn't stun up anyone. What are you doing, Justman? That's not where you want to be placing them. He's going to get chased out at the end here. G2 looking for the win here. They will kill Justman eventually, you have to think. Trying to dodge and make it as difficult as possible, but He will accept his fate and fall to the hands of Hundor, and G2 able to turn this game around after being so far behind early on. They will take that final Crystal Turret, and they will take the Vayne as well to win the game against Mousesports.
At G2 in a good spot, looking for points this weekend. Again, they are the closest team, and actually very close to SK at this point. And the whole reason that Hundor was able to sell his boots, it does rely a lot on your actual skill timings and what you are mechanically capable of doing. But the Fate of Heart gives you a burst of movement speed for 3 seconds. Obviously, you mentioned the Rose offensive can give you a little bit of ability to dance around a fight, and then the slow coming out of on point can kind of help keep you in range too.